Hello everyone, and welcome to your second royal reading today, a Tuesday, here at MadWorldTarot. And we have the topic of truth on the tarot table today. And oddly, when you're looking at truth, I have chosen to use the Soulless Tarot. It's a very dark tarot. I'm using it because Meghan Markle has been on Emma Greed's podcast. I've never heard of Emma Greed, but now I know an awful lot about her that I really didn't want or need to know. Kardashian connection. And she's been on this podcast and she was asked, and I'm quoting directly, if you could rewrite your public narrative from scratch, what would you do differently? Sounds to me like a question Meghan's people wrote, but that's just my speculation. Meghan's reply, and I'm quoting again, I would ask people to tell the truth. Now that, of course, is being interpreted as a very obvious clapback at the royal family. And I can imagine a couple of scenarios. First of all, the bridesmaids, the flower girls, dress fittings, and who made who cry, all of that stuff, Princess Charlotte. And then, of course, the bullying report would be the other biggie that Meghan might still be seething over and still feel that the royals didn't come out and defend her and lied and all that stuff. But of course, by saying this, that she would ask people to tell the truth, she has opened the floodgates. And so today has been full of tales, people picking through the past, all the incidents in Meghan and Harry's lives together where they might have lied, Meghan in particular. And I remembered just off the top of my head when she had to apologise to court for misremembering or misspeaking, in other words, lying. And that's the one I remembered, but there are dozens and dozens fantastic reviews, YouTube videos. Shauna's been at it. A lot of people commenting on social media about the many occasions in which Meghan has been proved to have lied through her very false teeth, well, her veneers. And of course the hypocrisy in all of this. Someone who is so happy to lie about very serious things, shall we say allegedly, also very keen on silencing anybody else with NDAs, with doxing, with shutting down YouTube channels, with litigation, of course savagely attacking people who dare to question her truth, but are now inviting all of us seemingly to tell the truth. So I'm going to remind going forward that Meghan would like people to tell the truth. So I'm going to, of course, remember that in my tarot readings going forward, if not actively every day. Then it's going to be noted here today on this tarot reading, in this tarot reading, that Meghan wants all of us to tell the truth. So I'm going to remind you, of course, that this is just tarot and it is just for fun and entertainment. But of course, I read energy here, and that energy sometimes does tell the truth. So we're going to do a Celtic cross, and we're going to look at Meghan and truth, and from her point of view, and see what's what with all of that, with the Soulless Tarot. And we're going to ask if there's going to be any revealing of some truths that's going to be uncomfortable. One more shuffle for Meghan in future. So that's what we're doing today. Disclaimer in the box below, of course. Everyone is entitled to their truth, apparently, and their opinions also, apparently. So there we go. Soulless Tarot, Meghan and the truth. Let's see what the cards have to tell us today, and whether any truths are going to be revealed in future. And we have the Seven of Cups, and it's in reverse. A very interesting card to be the underlying energy of this Tarot reading. Seven of Cups is all about fantasy and illusion and pie in the sky and not being real about what is going on. Delusional kind of energy, and it's in reverse. That is cold, hard reality dawning. No longer being able to kid yourself about stuff, no longer being able to pretend that you have all these options, these 7 cups available to you, running out of options, running out of false realities, running out of let's pretend that you can kid yourself with. Interesting, very interesting and very telling underlying energy for this reading. So, situation, Megan's point of view, Megan and the truth. What do we have? We've got the Death card, and it's in reverse. The Death card is all about deep transformation. It's a kind of transformation that's a root and branch, that means that you have to die to the world and be born again, that a part of you has to die, it has to end. You have to let go, you have to change, and it's difficult and it's uncomfortable. It's in reverse. This means refusal to change, refusal to let go. It's a fixed sign energy. It's Scorpio energy, of course, the Death card. And this kind of obstinacy that's inherent in that card. I'm just going to stick it to my truth as the camera falls over. It does always have a tilt to the right for some reason. And to hell with you and your versions of the truth. I'm going to stick to my truth, and I'm not going to budge from it, even though I possibly should budge from it, and even though this is not serving any purpose except to make me more and more stuck and more sort of dinosaur-like, and more and more even ridiculed I'm getting, interestingly, with this Death card in reverse. So what's the challenge for her? What's confronting her? What's testing her, basically, with this attitude? Got the Page of Wands, and the Page of Wands is all about the spin. It's all about appearing on podcasts and telling everyone over and over and over who you are. But every time you appear on a podcast, you tell a different story, you present differently. People have pointed out, she presented on that Jamie, what's that woman's name? Kern Lima's podcast, no makeup and sort of girly and chatty and in her little girly voice. And then suddenly in this one, she's in her power suit and she's, here I am, a successful businesswoman and all glammed up and all the rest of it. She's not presenting a consistent narrative, and she's presenting just in quite an immature way, in a changeable way. It's interesting that it's sitting over the card that's about change, difficult change and transformation, and refusal to change, and yet coming across as inconsistent and subject to whatever passing fad comes along. That's interesting to me, that she just doesn't know who she is, and so she presents whatever the moment asks of her is what she will pretend to be. That's how that Page of Wands is reading. For me, of course, my opinion, my truth. So let's get down to why all of this. Why does she have possible issues? People speculate that she has issues with the truth. What's at the root of all of this? We've got the Seven of Wands. It's the defensive card. It's feeling under attack, and most likely, and this is my opinion, she finds herself in this situation because she's done things, and we can speculate what those things can be. We can list them even. She's done things that have caused her to be on the back foot and to feel that she's got to push back against people, and she's got to keep trying to shut people down and silence them, because she's always open to criticism and people are always coming at her from different angles. Shut one YouTuber down and 4 million more pop up, and the same goes for the press, and the same goes for podcasts and things like that. That it's relentless. I mean, everybody's now on this bandwagon, and she's having to clap back more and more and more as people get more emboldened and more convinced of their truths as opposed to her truth. So she's really under siege with that Seven of Wands, and under siege because of her own actions, in my opinion. Sevens are about contemplation and inaction, just by the way. And we have two here, two difficult ones where she's kind of not able to be as active and proactive as she would like. With this little Page of Wands as a proactive energy, but it's quite pitiful in the great scheme of things, immature and not that convincing as her crossing card. So her goal with this, well, I want everyone to tell the truth, meaning I want me to tell the truth. King of Cups. I don't get that it's clapped back at William or the King, really. I think it's trying to, well, indirectly might have some intention of disrupting the current king and the king in waiting in terms of popularity and stuff like that, that she's trying to steal some of their gloss from them and put it on herself. But it's also, King of Cups is about popularity, is about loyalty, because cups are emotions and empathy and stuff like that. She's trying to come across as somebody who's very in touch with their emotions, in command of their emotions, somebody who's steadfast emotionally, somebody who stands for their truth. With that King of Cups, that people will resonate with what she's saying and have some sympathy for her and think, well, she's been tried and tested and she's still true to herself, and she's still speaking her truth. And these royals, these Kings of Cups, need to stand up for her and speak truth as well, basically. So it's quite a potent message that's going out. Well, that's her intention, that's her goal. Tell us about the past, Meghan Markle, and the truth, whatever. I'm leaving this very open-ended. From universe, we've got the Ace of Wands. That's really seizing the moment, seizing the day, seizing control of the narrative and going out with a very powerful message, very powerful PR message. Wands are very much spin for me, just why I said this little Page of Wands is her trying to spin things. It was much more powerful in the past. She really had a lot of authority behind her. She had a lot of momentum. A lot of people believed her. She had a lot of very powerful media figures who were supporting her. And so she was able to go out with this very powerful version of events, her own version of events, and really sort of reset things and start a certain narrative. So she's saying, oh, I would ask people to tell the truth. She went out from the get-go and told her own truth. It was her truth. She was very in command of that narrative from the very beginning. So this is a most disingenuous question, because there was never a moment when she wasn't in control of her narrative. She was always in control of her narrative. It was only the moment when she did something that was potentially indefensible, and we can all speculate what that was, Birkenhead, cough, cough, that she lost control of the situation. Then she had to go and take even firmer control of it, which she did up to a point. She's losing control now. What's going to happen next? Near future, Meghan and the truth. We got the Empress. Very, very powerful. She's going to be all out with spinning her story. And she's going to spin her story around motherhood, around her brand, her lifestyle brand with Love Meghan. It's very Empress energy. As ever is very Empress energy. It's also her own children, and I'm guessing very powerfully Lily in that energy, that she's going to be all out. And we can see it already by the fact that she's showing up on these podcasts where she is in control, because allegedly she screens the questions, but it's someone else's podcast, so she presents as this delicate female energy, the Empress, the mother figure, the creator, the brand, the lifestyle influencer, all that stuff that she's presenting as, and she's going to be all out with it, and quite compelling if you're not watching too closely for the time being. This is very near energy. She's got more jam in stock apparently, and she's got more episodes of With Love Megan coming up in any minute now. So it's this. She's really going to be blasting us with this idea of herself as this lovely, divine, feminine kind of figure. Archetypal female is the Empress, basically mother, beauty, lover, creator, all of that kind of stuff. So her attitude to the truth, Megan, and is my reading and my opinion. Wow, you've got the Seven of Swords, and it's in reverse. The Seven of Swords is a deception card. It's the thief, the coward, the person who runs away, who takes things that's not theirs, gets away with it when it's upright. You just disappear, basically, with things that aren't yours, essentially. But it's in reverse that's getting caught out, having to confess, being exposed. She is fearful of being exposed. It's something that lies underneath all of this Ace of Wands and Page of Wands and Empress and King of Cups and all that silliness. There is this fear. It's like a disconnect. What you see is not what you get. Again, I said the same thing with the previous reading with the alleged X tape. Same thing here. That when she's telling her truth, you can see the tells. Some people say she touches her nose, she looks away, she looks up at the sky, she avoids eye contact with whoever she's talking to. Her eyes flicker. She's got some very distinct tells that she's not telling the truth. She knows, in my opinion, my truth, that she is not telling the truth, and she is very afraid. Another 7. She's very afraid of being caught out. It's almost like it's an irresistible urge, though, to do this thing that risks being caught out. I'm getting, and I'm not saying she is this, but the only equivalent, the sort of analogy that I can give is something like kleptomania. And I'm not accusing her. I'm just saying it's a kind of compulsion, and I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a mental health expert. I'm not diagnosing. I'm giving an analogy, tongue twister, for what motivates her to do this. It's almost like pushing to be caught, risking energy. It's high risk behavior, almost in the desire to be caught out, the thrill of being caught out. There's something weird in here that I can't diagnose properly, I can't express properly, because that's not my area of expertise at all. Let's look at the pressure she's under from outside when it comes to her truth versus the truth. We've got the Emperor, and the Emperor is, in this context, is very strong energy of not just the king and the royal family, who might know a hell of a lot about our pretend empress over here and what she's up to and what she's trying to cook up and what she's trying to present as, but it's also the military, it's intelligence services, people like that who know everything there is to know. It could be the American emperor, sorry if it offends you, the president. It's that kind of energy. It's high ups, people who have access to everything there is to know about someone, who can just call for a file to be delivered to them, and here comes the file, and it's got everything about someone's entire life in that file, basically. It's a bit old school. It all happens now with obviously a click of a mouse or something like that, but you get the picture. The pressure on her is immense because it's coming from people who are more powerful than she is, who have access to more information than she does, even though she is rumoured to be very well connected in certain circles. There are circles above those circles that know more about her and could at any minute really destroy her with that Emperor energy, set the troops in motion, the wheels in motion, and just annihilate her. It's possible. So her hopes and fears, are the 7. Goodness, we've got a full house of 7s here. all the sevens, Seven of Pentacles. She's hoping that she can last the distance. It's the 7 years. She's in her 7th year now with the 7 years of marriage. She's hoping she can last the distance. She's hoping she can monetize. She's hoping she can future-proof. This is all about money. This is all about her goal of ensuring her financial future. And that's all she cares about. And that's all she wants. And so her truth is subject to this financial imperative, as far as I can tell, me reading energy, me expressing my opinion and my truth. So outcome for little Miss Twinkle, is she going to be exposed? Is she going to come up against more emphatic truth at some time in the future? Are her truths going to be undermined by that truth? We have the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is Harry's energy. And it tells me that while Harry is around, she is safe. While Harry is her husband, she is safe. It is the husband card, the King of Pentacles. So while the husband is there they are, while they are together and they're still producing content for Netflix, and they're still allegedly living together in Montecito and still parenting together and still defying the royal family and all of that, she is safe. But it's only while he is there. It's interesting, we have the King of Cups over there, that's reading very strongly now as Prince William, and the King of Pentacles over there as Harry. She's okay while the deals are still going, while Harry is still around. When Harry is not around, then this energy becomes dominant, the Emperor. But for the time being, she's absolutely protected. And according to, I think it's Neil Sean said this a while ago, could be Lady C, I can't remember. It's one of those kinds of people anyway. They said that Meghan knows she is absolutely protected while this marriage is going on, and so she can do what she likes. She doesn't have to change, she doesn't have to adapt, she doesn't have to learn, she doesn't have to be honest. Allegedly, she can get away with, we're going to say, figurative murder, not literal murder. She can get away with anything she likes because this great blanket of protection is over her with that King of Pentacles. I know it's enough to make your blood boil, and it needs to end. That needs to end. That is the reading. I think it's only going to end when that becomes king. I think there's a little 2-card reading in this Celtic cross for me anyway, as an energy reader, when she runs out of options. We've got a wait ahead of us, hopefully, for these purposes, not a very long wait. That is the reading. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again tomorrow.